If you go to the website of the China's foreign ministry, you will see there a definition of joint development. For the Chinese, joint development means they own the oil and gas. But out of friendship, they allow other countries to participate in developing the gas or oil field. So we cannot accept that because the Reed Bank is within our exclusive economic zone, and the Constitution says the state shall reserve the use and enjoyment of the marine resources in the exclusive economic zone exclusively to Filipino citizens. So we cannot accept a condition of China that they own the oil and gas. That's against our constitution. That's against the Arbitral Award. The Arbitral Award said that the Reed Bank is within the exclusive economic zone of the Philippines because it's a totally submerged area. That is why former Foreign Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin terminated the Memorandum of Understanding and the Terms of Reference because at the last minute, China demanded that we remove the phrase, whereas the oil and gas belong to the Philippines, whereas this contract shall be governed by Philippine law. China wanted these two provisions to be deleted in the service contract. We cannot allow that because that is against the Constitution, and that will reverse the Arbitral Award. That kind of joint development where we acknowledge that China has owns the oil and gas is against the Constitution. No government can enter into such agreement. If they follow the original MOU, the original terms of reference that the Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin signed during the last year of the Duterte administration, that is okay because it says there that China shall participate under the contract systems, service contract system of the Philippines. Under the service contract system of the Philippines, under the PD, the first whereas clause in the service contract is whereas the oil and gas belong to the Philippines. And another provision says the contract shall be governed by Philippine law. If those are the elements of the joint exploration, joint to develop the gas or oil field, then that will be okay. Well, it agreed to sign the original Memorandum of Understanding. It agreed to sign the implementing terms of reference. So we were so happy with that. But it changed its mind later on. Who knows? China might go back to the original MOU. But definitely we cannot accept that we remove the provisions that they want deleted. If by their terms, if we accept their terms, that means they've won already because we will be acknowledging that they own the oil and gas. That is the condition that they want for joint development. So that will be committing suicide. The Philippines will be committing suicide if we accept that condition. It depends on the terms. If they follow the original MOU, that's okay, because they accept that they will the commercial arrangement will be under the service contract system of the Philippines. That's okay. It's like Chevron or Shell, foreign companies participating in the development of our oil and gas fields. That's okay, but they have to accept, because a service contractor is accepting that it does not own the oil and gas. The moment it says that it owns the oil and gas, he's no longer a service contractor. He's already the sovereign. We cannot allow that. I don't see anything, and I think the same playbook will be used by China. They will just talk to us at the last minute. They will want us to remove those provisions that we own the oil and gas and Philippine law will govern. The phrase, whereas the oil and gas belong to the Philippines and whereas the contract is governed by Philippine law, they wanted those two provisions to be deleted. So, that would mean that will violate the Constitution, and that means we are abandoning the arbitral award. So, Secretary Ted Boylox incorrectly terminated all the negotiations.
So workable pa po ba yun?
Well, if they will agree to be to have a cooperation agreement with us under the Philippine contract system, service contract system, okay lang. The issue there really is they should acknowledge that the oil and gas fall within our exclusive economic zone. Yun ang issue doon.
Pag hindi po sila mag-agree doon, malabo.
Well, that means they will say that, pumayag kayo na that there is no statement there that this belongs to your exclusive economic zone. So they will say, you have impliedly abandoned that position. Yun ang problema doon. They wanted the phrase, whereas the oil and gas belong to the Philippines and whereas the contract is governed by Philippine law, they wanted those two provisions to be deleted. So, that would mean that will violate the Constitution, and that means we are abandoning the arbitral award. So, Secretary Ted Boylox incorrectly terminated all the negotiations.
So workable pa po ba yun?